welcome, Superintendent Eric Conti, to our new strange new world of superintendent updates. First thing I wanted to just ask you about is, right now schools are scheduled to reopen on May 4th. What's the discussion around that? Like how confident are people that that might, be the date that we actually start up again?
My colleagues are doubtful in my conversations with my colleagues. So we're planning. We're sort of coming up with a plan A, plan B, plan C. We're talking about a bunch of different options.
Okay. And so, last night, a decision was made at the school committee meeting about the end of the school year and April vacation. You want to just walk through the details of that?
Right. So we have April vacation scheduled for the week of then, basically the 21st through the 24th. No, 25th to 26th. So Monday is typically Patriots Day and a holiday. So with the schedule that we're running now, there was some strong feelings that we needed a break and some strong feelings that we didn't want to lose momentum in the remote learning. So we sort of compromised, and we are extending the weekend to 4 days. So that's going to be Monday, Patriots Day, and Tuesday. And then we are going to be doing remote learning Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then by activating remote learning those 3 days, then that makes our 185th day, or our full commitment to the school year. We conclude our school year then on Friday, June 19th.
Right, rather than the Wednesday of the week after, right? So
yes.
Okay. And you mentioned remote learning, so that's the kind of the meat of what I want to talk about. How is it going? What are you hearing from teachers, parents, students?
Again, I'm sort of hearing. I know the teachers are working really hard, and they are putting a lot of material out there. I think that our support staff, again, working incredibly hard. I think that some of what I'm hearing depends on the skills of the learner. I think there are some learners who naturally gravitate towards this type of remote learning, and they're doing very well. We have other learners where this isn't the best environment for them, and our ability to customize or to support students is limited, more limited than if they were in class, in class in person. And then another variable would be what's going on in the household at the time. So we have some families where both parents are working still. We have some families where there's some economic hardship. We have some families of first responders. And we have some families where there's multiple children home, all sort of needing devices and needing support at the same time. So I think there's lots of variables, and I think that's why we're really trying to put a bunch of choices out for families and for parents and for students. And I think we erred on the side of maybe having too many choices, and that can be a little bit overwhelming. So we just want to, as we move forward, and if we're going to be closed for the remainder of the year, do a little bit more refining as to what our expectations are. And again, and our intention now is to follow what the Commissioner of Elementary and Secondary Education attempting to follow those. And then if the closure is extended, I'm assuming he's going to put forth additional guidelines, and we'll have to see what he puts forward, and then we'll respond to those guidelines.
And a couple just other little things. One, I know that it was a big effort to make sure as many students as possible, had the devices that they needed. Just, talk a little bit about kind of what went into that.
Well, again, our tech team was incredible. So we've had great technical support. And I know that if you talk to Paul Sagarino, he would echo that on the general government side as well. So they've been out in buildings. They pulled individual devices for kids. So we weren't just gathering random devices. They went into individual classrooms and pulled each student's personal device. And again, they disinfected the device. And then basically over the 3 weeks of the closure that we've done remote learning, they've had a distribution day during each of those weeks. And I think probably we've distributed close to, I don't know, 700 or so devices. So it's been it was a significant effort, and a lot of people deserve thanks for getting it done.
And a couple of last things. I know that, we have students who, use the free and reduced lunch programs that it's now going through people helping people in the food pantry. How's that keeping up?
Again, I think we're in touch with them every week. I think Patrick Larkin has been coordinating a lot of those efforts. Bob Cuna has been helping. I think that we initially got all of our perishables over to the food bank. I think that we've offered to purchase food if needed. I don't think that's where their area of need is. I think more recently, they've been looking for cold storage for some of the food that they've had. So we're opening up. I know some of our high school refrigerators and freezers are in use, and we're really trying to support them in terms of whatever their needs are. So we're in direct communication. We're working with them, and they just, again, deserve a tremendous amount of credit, and they're doing great work to support our food insecure families across town.
And now, obviously, if this, the closing goes beyond the May 4th, and social distancing is still the rule of the land, the annual graduation ceremony would have to be different or not happen. Are there any plans for some kind of alternative?
Again, we've started to have those conversations. I think we're waiting for the state to make a decision. We have a bunch of contingency plans. I think what I'll share with you, or you might have seen it on Twitter, our high school teachers did a video for the kids in the high school, and I'm not sure if you saw that, but our senior class sent a video to our high school teachers, which was just released, I think, about an hour ago or a couple hours ago today. So if you haven't seen it on Twitter, it is, I don't know, it was I think, very well done. It shows that our kids are incredibly resilient, and we will try to acknowledge a transition with them in some way. And I do feel terrible for the seniors. They're missing a lot of rites of passage that we all had the privilege of going through, prom and graduation, and we'll certainly take that into consideration. And we have lots of kids missing transitions too. We shut down school rather abruptly. If we're closed the rest of the year, elementary kids didn't get to say goodbye to their friends or their teachers. We're going to have to take a lot of the transitioning work that is usually done in the spring and rethink how we can create those same opportunities in the fall. So we have a lot of work to do and a lot of things to think through to make sure kids can readjust back into the routine of school.
Very good. And I will definitely try to find that video and post it to our social media as well. Last thing, just any sort of, closing message to, the teachers, the parents, and the students, just about, we're all going to get through this eventually.
Of course we will. And again, I think we're incredibly strong and well supported from the community. I think our teachers are working really hard. All of our educators, our instructional assistants, our support staff, everyone is working as hard as they can to get this done to accommodate kids. I think our first priority has always been the social emotional wellness of our students and making sure they remain connected. And we're going to continue to stress that. We're going to continue to fine tune our remote learning plan. We're all learning new skills. You and I have never done a Zoom interview before, so we're all learning new skills. And I think I just appreciate everyone's patience and flexibility. And again, we will get through this, and I think we're going to be better off as a school organization on the other side. We're all going to have added tools to our tool belt, and I'm hoping that some of the communication that we've really worked on, we can continue to have that communication, that level of communication moving forward. So again, I'm trying to find the silver lining in some of the clouds here.
Yeah, no, it's an important thing to do. Well, I very much appreciate you, joining me here on Zoom and taking a few minutes to kind of, give us an update. And I hope you and all the teachers and everybody in the department, stays healthy and safe.
Yeah, we do too. And again, that's our first priority for everyone in our immediate school family, our personal families, and the community as a whole. So Rich, you take care of yourself and your family as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.